Turn 92. We're back early because No Legs has attacked, and I've played my turn and I'm going to replay it, explaining what I'm thinking. So right now, all my troops are unfortunately agonizingly up here. I got an agent in here last turn and saw he had all these troops stationed here. Didn't see these boats until they stationed this turn. So definitely some intelligence failure on my part in just not seeing what's going on here. Not really sure how I could have overcome that. So good play by No Legs hiding his forces. But we're basically in full war economy mode now. So I'm going to want to get another Dromon out. Dromons are 6 strength, or 10 strength, and triremes, even when highly upgraded, are less. The trireme is an 8 strength ship. So 10 versus 8 definitely favors. See the outline of another trireme. So I need to get more Dromons out so that I can secure the seas. If I can kill this Dromon, then I can make it so that he can't get these troops easily over, which means he'll have to go over terrain. He also pushed in here with 2 Palton caps that I'd like to eliminate if I can. All I've lost right now are my elite Libyan cavalries. 3 of them, it's fine. I don't care. I have many more elite Libyan cavalries here. I am very order constrained. Everything's probably going to switch to mostly stopping workers and trying to do specialists. So I'm going to advance picking free Dromon tech-wise, resolving the events that you saw there, starting a Dromon here, rushing it out with civics because I want another ship. And then I think, we're just resolving the open cities here. And then we'll start in the military moves. The first move down here is I attack with the spearman here. Then I pull the spearman into the city and attack with that. Then I move this thing here to set up the flanking because my units are saddleborne. I force march one of the Kushites. I force march this Kushite here. So this Kushite here, I gave it Highlander promotion, and I'm going to put it on that hill, and it's going to attack there. That's awkwardly at 2 points left. Nothing I can do, but I definitely want to kill this highly promoted Palton, especially since it's 7 laws. So he didn't upgrade it. I'm a little curious why he didn't wait until he had a citadel somewhere to push in and attack with the cataphract. Maybe he got 7 laws so late. I don't see a citadel. I just see a garrison here. I don't have great vision though. I guess there's the stronghold, but I don't see a citadel in this city. So why he didn't wait for cataphract archers, I don't know. So we continue pulling units down. I upgrade this warrior into a swordsman. I could have used this warrior to kill this. I thought about it quite a bit, and I think I'd much rather have the swordsman ready. I also want to pull this maceman down to have another swordsman, because almost the entirety of his army, apart from these random camel archers, is infantry. He's got pikes and longbows. So if I can hit him with swords and Kushites, my swords, which I need many more, that's why I'm starting a swordsman here. I don't need more Kushites at this point. I just need swordsmen. Camel archers or, pikes destroy Kushites. Swordsman counters his entire army. So we'll use our Kushites in reserve. They'll be ideally in our back lines, and we'll try to have a wall of swordsmen that protect them and sort of push in that way. I'm expecting that will work. So then we pull in another one from the north. That's a forced march. This one I'm going to pause here, and then I pull it into this. Now I have a commander, which gets a bonus. I attack and get ranger off of that guy. So now this guy has a ranger, is in the trees, and has marksman. So very, very terrifying unit in terms of just power. Attacks at 16 strength. So I attacked this unit with it, though, which may seem counterintuitive, but I really want to kill that unit. I just do not have anything else in range, and I do need to save some orders to use these ships to kill this ship, because otherwise everything goes to ship, you could say. Sorry, that was terrible. We attack here. We're going to pull the last Kushite from the north up here, down into here, and it's going to finish that off. That leaves us 11 orders. I don't see a way to kill another one of these units. Yes, he can kill my spearman. I don't really care. He doesn't have a way to kill my my Kushite. This Kushite is very strong. It's on a hill with Highlander. He could try to force march stuff down here to kill it. That would be a very, very long force march, and I don't know that he can actually reach. He could, if he wants to engage with those forces, that'll just bring his pikes into range of my swords, and swords eat pikes for lunch. Yeah, a sword does 10 damage to a pike. So again, I have 3 Kushite calves here. 4, actually. One's hiding behind the worker. So we're going to need a light chariot that we'll probably upgrade. And then I think I'm just producing swords from here on out. Probably could use another military production city. A little late for one right now. So eventually would like to pull these forces down. Going to need orders. Eventually would like to swap this into an orator and just run civics so they can rush things. Run council so I can rush things. I will swap to decree there because I do want the order boost. And I can always rush with orders if I have too many orders. So I pull this guy over here. I don't force march him. I just pull him over. And then I don't think I force march. Yeah, no, that's just as far as he can make because he's still using the coastal movement here. Because once I move that ship, he can't get over. And then I move the ships and attack here. I had a token. I upgraded one of the ships, and then killed. And we will use our last to sell a bunch of stone, and then upgrade our friend. And then the last order is swapping, or the last movement there is swapping over to decree. So powerful surprise attack from Nolegs. I think he was. I don't know that he saw that I had Dromon, and I got lucky in that I had just produced a Dromon that turn, so he didn't know that I had just produced a Dromon and could kill his ship. I don't know whether he saw that Dromon either. I don't know whether he knows I have Dromons. He should, in that at last turn I activated autarky as a law, so maybe he saw that. So yeah. So definitely need these are the 3 military production facilities. This one I think is going to probably swap from Dromons to swordsmen soon. We're gonna really, really need. So each swords is 200 iron. And my economy obviously cannot commit 200 iron. Dromons are 50 iron, 150 wood, much better. So we'll probably get some more Kushites just because we can't. Of course, we can build anything anywhere now because we have autarky. Though I can't build Kushites here. So this will probably be swords. And then you could argue that since I can't build Kushites there, maybe this should be. I'm not going to be able to support 3. Not going to be able to support 3. 3 swords. There's another maceman here. I can upgrade all these spears as well. This spear could upgrade to a swords next turn. So maybe we just swap to the Kushite because we like. I don't know. I think I'd rather have the sword. It's a question of what you want. I think I definitely rather want the sword. I need a wall of melee to protect everything. I don't think I need a Dromon here. And next turn, once this decree, there's 12 orders. So definitely an interesting turn. Obviously ignoring every single worker at this point. This settler, sadly, is probably never going to settle here. Actually kind of good I didn't settle this city because he would easily be able to take it. And that would have sucked. So, all right. I think that's it for this turn. Hopefully this is an interesting sort of sneak peek. Really curious to see how Nolegs will respond. We'll see. All right. See you soon, perhaps. We'll see.
Turn 93. I'm sorry, I forgot to redo the turn like I did the last one. So alcaras killed 3 of my units. 2 of my attackers, which was expected, the Palton and the Chariot, I think, and my trireme. So I moved the other trireme. I'm trying to lure him out. So here I should be visible to his city border if he cleared that fog. I'm not sure. I'm moving some of my other triremes closer, but I'll explain my plans. So, Dromons are a problem, so I'm going there myself with Latin sales. That's why I opted for regarding science. I'm now regretting that I didn't start stealing research last turn, that I did skipped it for 2 turns. And my Chancellor is now pacifying cities since I got coinage. So he moved in with his light cavalries. As I was explaining last turn, he just reached swordsmen, so he upgraded 2 of his units to swords. This spear didn't upgrade. Probably its attack was necessary to finish the Palton or something. and this pier is damaged. So I retreated my forces, which is no match for what he has. They can still hold decently in the forest because the light chariot, well, the Kushite cavalries are all ranged, so they can inflict damage, probably some kills, but nothing super major. The swords is more of a threat, of course, in the forest tiles. My chariots are still very vulnerable to swords, of course. He's still weaker than me. Well, I only lost 3 units after all, and he's still pushing out Dromons every turn from Kish, with it, which is a problem. I lost my agent in Wasset, so I'm not sure what he's doing. If he's still making inquiries there, as in Yamu, or if he switched to something else, going for swords here. An important thing to know is that the new timing is 3 turns. 3 turns because I asked for treachery from my agent in Ipu, in Quish, and in Utripit. So probably one of these cities will be very vulnerable in 3 turns. So I'd like to be in position to ferry my troops over. I have no idea if he has visibility on this city. If he didn't unfog this region before, he actually won't see the coast on my units, and it will really depend on how he moves toward this one. It's a grappler and a tactician, so kinda lost opportunity to stun. Well, but it's not stun leader, but it can counter attack and stun, and hopefully he will go around and attack it. Unfortunately, with 3 Dromons, he won't need all 3 to kill my unit. So, well, I don't expect so anyway. Depends what the Numidian do actually. So I hesitated to stun him in place. I could have by force marching this other stunner, but the counter attack is super painful, and I think the Numidians would have struck my triremes instead of his Dromons. So instead, I made a stop here. I will settle this island in the end. It's not very interesting in itself, but with a fissure here, and when I'll get my 2 miners here, it will collapse my borders and facilitate my movement immensely. So that's a long-term play compared to what we're doing, but it might still play a role. A bit of mistiming. Ideally I would have collapsed my border before, or have Dromons first or something like that, but I wanted to... He is now converting into military production, essentially. I'm forcing his hand a bit, but he was going for swords, as we could see with battle lines. Well, Cataphract is still an option for later, but that's where he got. So yeah, I had to strike relatively early, and at least getting rid of some of the tribal rebel will help. So we'll see what he does with what he has. He might be coming out. I'm not too sure. Depends how intimidated he is by the fact that I'm reported as stronger. I'm still keeping up in science. He probably has comparable comparison. He's swapping between learned and competent, depending on the turns. Learned is actually somewhat favorable to me because it prevents him from stealing research, and I'm getting well over 200 science, so a free turn of science every 3 turns essentially is what's happening with that. The rest of my turn I moved some of my back unit forward, like this Camel Archer, which I still value a bit. Started a pair of Palton cavalries in Ormizard and my capital. My citadel will be done in 2 turns, and I'll be going for Cataphract archers from then on in Persia. I'll have another trireme, which I'll move forward. Part of my problem this turn was that I didn't have training for force marches, only 1. Actually, I used 100 training to assign this general, which maybe was a mistake. And yeah, the goal will still be to be ready to strike, which unfortunately is dependent on being able to disembark around here. So I moved in with the low chance he has an agent in this city. It's maybe a bit... I don't know if he has. It was settled very recently, and it might still be in the fog. So I don't know. If he has an agent, he can see one tile outside the borders, maybe more on the ocean, but I don't think so. I'm seeing 1 tile beyond the borders here, somewhat more here, but I have a scout. But yeah, it's one tile outside of border, and you can see that this visibility doesn't extend into the fog. And yeah, we can confirm here it's one tile outside the border, even when the tiles are defogged. So yeah, that's the plan. I hesitated with settling here, which would accelerate my movement a little bit as well, but really not that much unless I can collapse the borders with Gordium. So I moved my pike forward, which might make him a bit wary of moving his Kushites, but the rest of my standing army is still in the north. So there are 4 pikes, 4 longbowmen, and 2 camel archers here, and we'll see what it does. It's very much a game of trying to surprise one another. Treachery would at least prevent him from hurrying units. None of these cities has walls, so potentially I could just strike with pikemen and have him force his hand with trying to retake them. Of course, words are super strong against pike with plus 50%, but at least archers on the attack can still defend themselves against pikes quite okay. So you can see pikes do 3 damage to a sword. The tile is the tile urban. No, it's not. And longbows fare a little bit better. So we'll see how that goes. Regarding reaching swords or crossbows myself, I'm quite far away. Crossbows is at the other hand of the tech tree. I don't have scholarship, I don't have machinery, hydraulics, none of it. I don't have any of the tech on the line to cohort. I don't have steel. I don't have phalanx, interestingly. Well, I just got it, but I didn't need it to upgrade to pikemen. And I don't have cohorts. So I'm quite far away from my next power spike. So I might actually go cavalry, because citizenship and the stirrups will be closer, in fact, to where I stand than cohorts or windlass. So we'll see how much damage I can inflict. My main issues in the coming turns will be logistics, because my borders are not collapsed along the coast in the back. Not collapsed here, not collapsed here. So this hamlet and this garrison and this shrine will help a little bit. I'll get these 2 tiles and these 2, but I'll still need some more buildings to be able to get the borders. And same on this side. I'm making a fissure here with a settler, a city here, and a fissure here. I could collapse around here, but it also needs the miner. It needs a lot of work, clearly. So we'll see about that. And I'll definitely prioritize this one, because getting those tiles will make it much easier to ferry toward Alcaras, and my troops are already stationed here. So the first order of priority is being able to use my army, which is mostly here, rather than add more troops from the back to my army. I adopted orthodoxy this turn, so I don't really intend to rush with orders. Maybe it will come, we'll see. But for now I need my orders. I still used my workers to because I'm hoping to have him react. I'm working on my wood production. I finally got to the end of my stockpile, so I'm making the sad lumber mills, not on rivers. But I have still very decent iron and especially stone, so I should be able to start wonders. I elected not to do it right now. The wonders that most tempt me are naval, but that would be inviting a raid, while he has Drummonds and I'm on triremes. So we'll see about that later. And yeah, that's mostly it. But yeah, the Colossus or even the Lighthouse would be cool, but that would be mostly awesome culture in a city where I don't need it. But I'll be able to start a legendary wonder in Samarkand in 2 turns. It will get legendary at that time, and my worker will be done. So might be worth getting a little bit of food to do that. I'm not sure how much time I need for a hunt. 2 turns, so potentially I could start a hunt next turn and have a nice influx of food to maybe make the Circus Maximus at that time. I'm rich, but not rich enough to buy 600 food. Food is very expensive. So we'll see. Maybe a hunt. Actually, yeah, no, it wouldn't convert to a legendary hunt. That might play a role here. Otherwise, other wonders are very tempting, and I can straight up go for the Pantheon or the Hagia Sophia, and definitely the Pantheon is a super good wonder. Hagia Sophia with Discontent everywhere is super good too, and my Stone Generation is excellent. So both are tempting. The Pantheon can only be made in a holy city, so I could only make it in Proftasia, so I cannot start it, and the Hagia Sophia as well, or not? Yes, as well. So actually these two are forbidden to me, so for legendary wonder it would be legendary, it would be a Circus Maximus or nothing. So because Proftasia is not getting a legendary anytime soon, so yeah, I should have checked that before, I guess. All right. So Circus Maximus maybe. We'll see. I'm producing 60 food a turn, so if I'm not using any food the next 2 turns, I'll have well over 100 by myself, 140, something close to that, and a hunt would bring me to 400 something, so it puts definitely a Circus Maximus in range. We'll see about that. Alright, that was most of my turn, so the main ideas are moving back with the troops I had. He can pursue me, but I don't think it's a good idea, and I don't think he'll think it's a good idea either, but we'll see. He reached swords, as we could see by he was just getting there last turn, as we could see, and I started treachery missions in 3 of his cities. So hopefully I can exploit vulnerabilities coming out from that, which might require quite an extension. We only have double force march, and I don't have much training. So next turn I think I won't start any new unit, just to preserve my training. And so yeah, Samarkand will definitely be doing something else than a trireme. So its training output will be going into the stockpile. So maybe a council is reasonable, since the hunt wouldn't be in time for a Circus Maximus. I don't quite know yet. We'll see. And yeah, that's it for the turn. A bit belated logistical management to improve my my line, but I thought I had to strike when I saw Dromons and swords checking up. So maybe I struck too early or too soon. Too early if I wanted to get Dromon myself, too soon and solidify my my supply line, or too late if I wanted to strike before I had Dromons. But yeah, we'll see what things become.
Turn 93. Once again, I'm just going to narrate a turn I've already played, so just replaying here. So looks like he's retreating, so that makes me want to attack. And as far as I can tell, there is actually a way I can kill all 4 of these units, which would be great. He's currently stronger. If I kill all 4, I think it drops us down to similar. I also want to, looks like the trireme retreated. I don't see it anywhere here. I don't see an anchor set up anywhere, so that means it's not going to try to go some sort of northern flank or anything. So I see he's building more triremes, so definitely want to make sure that I continue to hold the seas. He still only has trireme tech. He doesn't have Dromons, so that's reassuring to see. So we're going to force march these guys here, and with this commander, I'm going to cleave this unit and this unit, like so. And because swordsmen have an amazing cleave 2, 50% attack, I've weakened everything. Then I'm going to pull in this spearman here to kill, to get ready to be in position to kill that camel archer. I bring my commander, Kushite, this Kushite, happens to have Highlander, which means it can actually kill this once. This, I'll get a Spearman here. You'll see. So I can hit that. So it's left at 1 hit point. Very sad. Bring this Kushite over here to activate this Kushite's commander, which will let it one-shot. So right here, it is at 99 hit points, but if I put a unit next to it, the commander bonus gives it 20% strength, which means now it can one-shot that in the forest, which is pretty amazing. This dude is like super cool. And then now I force march spear here. The spear can kill the chariot, and then 1 point of damage leads through to kill the other chariot as well, which is great. Then to get this guy, this spear attacks, and then we have to upgrade this guy. He has one of the upgrades as ranger, so we'll do that and then move it here. I'm keeping it further back, largely because I want to put this Kushite here. So I think the way it works out, I need them both there, and then this Kushite hits, and now I have 2 hit points left. Fortunately, I have this Nomad Marauder, a 3 strength unit, can come up there and finish it off for 2 points. So that burned a lot of orders, but I think it's worth it, because now it's similar. And there's not that much else I need to do this turn. And killing those 4 units, especially the chariots, before they get upgraded. Let's take a look here. I need a city that I can see. I presume he only has chariots. I don't have a city with horses that I have visibility of, so I can't check whether or not he has anything beyond horses unlocked. So let's check here. We can see whether he's running citizenship or not. Laws, always so freaking flaky sometimes to see. Tooltip is not activating for me right now for some reason. Yeah, notably he does not have legal code. So that tells us that he does not have anything better than those chariots. So those are his only routing units. He does have one here, which he could attack with. He could also attack with various things as well. We'll see. I move this, upgrade it, and give it... I don't think I actually gave it an upgrade. Maybe I did. I don't remember. Anyway, I want to anchor it here so that I can pull units down. And I'm pulling units down from the south. Moving them down, promoting them as well, burning through a lot of my reserves, but I'd like to get everyone promoted as well. Then I move these boats. So yeah, that got promoted as well. Just having swords is going to be really, really useful. And then we keep going here. And I pull that back there and anchor here. The reason for this anchor is if he does decide to counterattack, this gives me an avenue where I can reinforce with these troops here against any potential counterattack. So if like he brings a camel archer down here to try to kill something, or he decides he's going to force march a pikeman through really nasty terrain to kill this Kushite, for example, which may be worth it. Yeah, so he could do that. But that lets me pull this in and I can kill the pikemen in retaliation. And given how many pikemen we have, the Kushites are useful, but not that useful. Pull the other one here just to passively heal. We started another Dromon here. We have our swordsman here. We rushed a swordsman here with civics. And then next we have Decree from Wasset as well. And then we pull down this mace. Unfortunately, do not have an order to heal it. And then I think our last things are just setting up council and everything. So that's that turn. If there's peace, I will not do another turn report until the check-in at turn 100. But if we continue fighting, I might continue narrating turns as I play them. We will see. Definitely, I think I've stopped his attack, as far as I can tell. If he was going to continue, I would have expected him to reinforce, not run away. So he has lost a lot of units. You recall there was the Peloton, there was the horseman. I think I said it was 2 Pelotons, actually, a Peloton and a horse. Some chariots as well. So he's lost a lot, and now he's lost the remainder. So not a good trade for 3 units that cost me nothing to make. And I have more of them. as well. I guess they cost me legitimacy, but I spent 30 mercenaries, 30 legitimacy worth of mercenaries. Well worth it in this game. Yeah, so we will see here. Definitely prioritizing Dromon right now here. And started a decree here. Took some events to give my worker or my leader some more civics. We'll continue running decrees. Our heir is an orator, so potentially good if needed. Since the families are very happy, we could, if we absolutely need orders next turn or something, we could abdicate. But I don't think it's needed right now. I think we're feeling pretty good here. We are in full war economy mode, so yeah, there's not really very many more techs we would like to get. Since he got pikes, barding is off the table. We already have Dromons. The only thing really that potentially we could get is windless, maybe, or potentially going for our own infantry square, our own pikes. The problem right now is we just do not have enough iron. So crossbows potentially are really good because we have great income there. So, although honestly, the swords already do a great job against that. So it looks like we'll be fighting here. Yeah, looks like he has some longbows over here, still building a trireme. And yeah, so, and we can see another longbow here. So it doesn't look like there's great connections here. He doesn't have roads, so this was kind of a YOLO attack as far as I can tell. Yes, he can counter, but I can counter his counter. And this is way closer to reinforcing on my side. Like I'm going to have 3 more swords that potentially could play in combat here. So anything he pulls down here is going to be super vulnerable to swords. And I pulled additional things down here. So yeah, feeling very good about eliminating all those units. But we will see how he responds. And again, if it's peace, and I'm not planning on advancing further right now, there's absolutely no reason for me to do so. I already feel pretty exposed here. This is not the troop strength I want. I want to use my superior economy and superior tech to sort of push my advantage. I don't think I'm going to advance, but we'll see. Yeah, I know, like, this terrain is shit. And like there's no easy way for me to attack this, and I also do not care about this city at all. I would much rather go this way, potentially. So, all right, we will, and I feel like I need better vision anyway. So I'm not going to go into blind. Who knows what is lurking in these woods? Fortunately, the terrain is just so terrible that yeah. So I feel like this is the mass of his army. And yeah, I guess that Pelton might have been the free Pelton, because he did get 6. He didn't get laws that quickly, so I guess there was only one Pelton. So, and he doesn't have a citadel in this city yet. So, all right, well, we will continue playing on. Curious to see how this game continues. See you maybe next turn, or maybe in 7 turns on turn 100 for the check-in.
Alright, brief report for turn 93. So of course it cost him a lot of orders to kill my unit standing on forest, but he still did, and that was stupid on my part because it cost me 4 units. So I moved what I had forward back. I think he takes the risk of overextending if he moves in. Also the forests are now playing against me and my longbowmen force. He probably identified correctly, identified what I was doing in Comis. So he wisely retreated both his Dromons here, still has one around here. He's making another Dromon in Kish. Didn't push it this turn, probably didn't have the orders, but I fully expect it'll come back. So it's becoming increasingly clear that I will need my own Dromons to move forward with anything naval. So I moved forward a bit, settled this city. This is a bit of a longer termish plan, but I might need to go longer term to facilitate my movement here. So yeah, another triremes got out. I'm making a 1-turn treasury because I'm waiting for next turn to start. The Circus Maximus in the city will probably go back to making a trireme 2 turns before Dromons become available might be necessary, unpalatable as it is. I will really want to push naval production. I won't adopt autarky immediately, even if it would allow me to make Paltan cavalries in Samarkand and Proftasia. That's the main reason I haven't built Citadel. I haven't built Citadel there, but I will at one point. So I'm falling back my front and not attacking essentially. I'll wait to be able to upgrade Drummonds. His swords are a problem. He didn't upgrade his spears to swords, thankfully, but he might well do that soon. And there's another one coming, so I'm not sure how I'll deal with swords. I am very far from cohorts myself. I'm missing the full line essentially. Still battle line. Well, I have phalanx, but still battle line and cohorts. So it would take me quite a bit of time to get there. An alternate path is to go to ballistas, but I'm not there yet. It's machinery and hydraulics, so another southern science. I can get there reasonably quickly, so I'll probably go that path, and we'll see how that goes. I can maybe deal with 1 or 2 swords, but not if they are in the open, and I can pummel them with rank units, but I cannot force swords out of forest at all, and yeah, that's about it. So I'm not sure if he'll move forward or not. I expect he won't, but he has proven my expectation wrong quite a few times. So he's been pushing for cohorts before cataphracts this time. So this is an earlier timing, and it was really short. He got his first Dromons and then reached swords just as I was anchoring my ships. So very good. He upgraded 2 swords in the back. So he has more. There's a maceman here, a spearman here that could be a sword too. You might want to keep a few spears to prevent me from cavalry attack. So we'll see what it becomes. I might be tempted to just push forward with tech. I'm not too sure. He adopted autarky, so maybe he thinks it's time to attack now when he reaches sword, which would be reasonable, which is why I'm making a wall now. And yeah, we'll see. I think he could make some good progress in this direction. I have no archers here, so I went for the hypothesis that he would wait a bit before pushing out, maybe to ensure a bit more naval domination or something like that before pushing. He seemed to have prioritized attacking and is switching to swords. I don't have visibility on what's set anymore, unfortunately. So we'll see what that becomes. And I made the assumption that maybe it'd go back to economy a bit. So I continued my investments. It will take a very long time for me to expand here. I am now regretting a lot making a mine early on here rather than starting the urban sprawl early. But yeah, that's what happens here. And I have a bit of reserves in the north. I didn't move these units yet because there's the one that fight from time to time when the goals feel like it. But I started to move the one completely in the back from Pasargadae. Still investing in an officer here, and yeah, I think my range is here. I'm not strong, unfortunately, for cataphracts, and yeah, it's an issue with culture. The only city that will be able to make cataphract archers is Persia. The others don't have horses. There's no horses in Samarkand, no horses in Proftasia, no horses in Pasargadae, and where there are horses, I'm only developing. So of course Pasargadae had a huge culture with the fertile. So yep, that's it for this turn. I probably won't. Well, if there's no fighting, I'll stop reporting turn by turn, so we'll see. Bye.
Turn 100, after some skirmishes, it's been pretty peaceful since then, just a mutual build-up. No Legs has Dromons and is building them up here. You can see a bunch more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I see. 8, sorry, can't count. Potentially one more being produced here. So let's say here's 9. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, with 11, 12, 13, and 14 on their way. So, bit of a standoff here. Might turn into Wonder Race, not sure. It's gonna definitely be some interesting combat to move out there and fight. So, yeah. Law-wise, tech path-wise, I hesitated over this choice between barding and fiscal policy. I think is the choice right now. Fiscal policy will let me buy orders, but it's incredibly expensive. I'm not sure my econ can support that. Elites, also very expensive training-wise. Only 2 orders. Store 100, but I'm going to be using every order anyway. Library, not that great. Went with stirrups. I think martial code. Holy War is just so good. Free promotion, very, very good. Hurrying with money, very, very good. And of course, having a route unit is going to be valuable should we come to blows here. But honestly, not sure about that tech choice. Let's check in with what is new since last time. We have, since turn 90, all right, so we met the Gauls. They're up north here. Found them. They promptly then turned around and raided us. We did declare war on them, though, so that's fair. You can believe the Acropolis. We discovered cohorts. As you saw, we had that skirmish there with upgrades. He started Circus Maximus and the museum, so it looks like he's sort of wonder racing a little bit there, or at least grabbing some good wonders. We made peace with the Numidians and discovered vaulting, and founded Nekheb, this city up here. So pretty good there. Yeah, so I think right now we're very much in a Dromon standoff situation. We are similar. He is competent. Although I think he was naive on his turn. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I think it just flips back and forth or something. I'll have to check next turn if I can steal research, because I definitely could not last turn. Had some event, I think the slavery event that gives you rebels, so I had that. Trying to get to the salt here slowly. Every family opinion is fine. I can improve this and then finally grab this salt and potentially this lavender and then all sorts of fun stuff. But yeah, Wassad is dromoning very hard. These two are actually producing dromons. These two are rushing them as orders allow. Upgrading as well. Yeah, so pretty quiet, calm before the storm. Definitely need to attack and fight, or if he wants to come over, it's even better. I can kill on my side of the forest. Potentially might want to slow march over here with a bazillion swordsmen or something. We do now have a bunch, although I think we need to resolve the seas first. Conflict in the seas first. We'll probably try to move our boats over here. Annoyingly, he does have these ranged units that can go quite a ways, and they will deal some damage to a Dromon if a Dromon comes in range. I can't quite see how much right now. So those range units are actually very annoying because it means this is going to be a very tight pass. Need to avoid them. I don't have comparably long distance range units. Succession is safe. We've got an Orator and a 5-year-old that will probably double tutor whenever she's available. That we don't have a courtier right now. No decent ambitions seen. Tech tree wise, as I mentioned, we've decided to go for barding over fiscal policy. Unsure whether that's the right call. We will see. You had also made a case for infantry square and manor, but likewise, I mean, I think that's a interesting tech choice. Definitely see some pikemen here from him. And yeah, so wonders, we are behind. He is getting Museum and Circus Maximus. I could build Ishtar. I feel like I really want to invest in boats. I'm going to go for a military victory here. Spending resources on wonders right now when I can be spending them on boats seems short-sighted and silly. So yeah, not doing that. Cities by training. 53, 46, 39. Don't really have a great third city for training. Kind of not doing a great job training wise this game. It's really these three, and then there's not really anyone else. This city, for some reason, has 17 training. I think it's because of the monasteries. The double monastery is actually helping out. And since I do have iconography, that gives me +2 training per cathedral, or +2 training per monastery, and +20 gold per temple, which is actually a lot. Very, very nice. So that's why all these cities kind of have decent training. But yeah, only really 3 training sites. Potentially could build one up. Maybe this one here with the mines. I don't know. This, obviously, a double ore could potentially be one, but this city is so far away from ever coming online. So not really sure. Source of science. The cities, big source of science. There, you can see the breakdown. Family opinion, everyone's very happy. As long as the religion stays happy, we should be fine. We might even influence if we need to. Although we're fine for now. Mill score, you can see from turn 90, we've almost more than doubled our mill score. We are trying to catch up though, so not in a great situation there. Order-wise, somewhere around 66, nothing to write home about. And science, 214, you can see when we enacted autarky, so we're actually below where we were before. Money, you can actually see the strong jump here when we enacted iconography. We're at -221, and now we're at 170. So very, very significant there. Specialists, only 4 apprentice officers and 6 elder officers. Definitely underproduced officers this game. Can't really fix that. I turn 100. And then a bunch of improvements. Yeah, probably need more lumber mills to support drone production. Although I've been selling stone very aggressively to do that. So I think from here, and then lastly, Cognomen Intel, he's got the Glorious, which is kind of like a generic title, nothing much. And then we've got the Keystone, so genericus-ish title. So I need to get vision here, and then come over and attack this stuff. My Dromons are better promoted than his. He only has 1 promo. Mine has a bunch. I've got this fire ship, which is very nice. Promotion, probably my favorite one. Seaborn, also very, very strong. Bloodthirsty, Coxswain. So this guy, ideally, I'll set up and just go for route chains against these guys, like just chomps right into them. So yeah, that's part of the reason I'm also going for Holy War. And every other unit I will produce will also get a free promotion. So just very, very strong combo. Not even thinking about barding. Yeah. Otherwise, everyone in my empire is just trying to get me more iron and more wood. The 2 resources I do not have enough of. So very, very focused on getting that. And as you can see, I'm trying to burst here with some more rushing to get more Dromons. We'll hard produce another Dromon here and probably get these guys back to doing Decree and Council for Civics. I think one of these was rushed with Orders and one was rushed with Civics, if I recall correctly, or maybe both were with Orders. Not sure. I think one was with Civics. That's it for this update. We'll record if there's another interesting turn of combat. Like I said, it's going to be... I would love to push out. I don't know that I have the numbers yet, but 14 versus what I can see. But what I can see is like 8. So the problem is if he builds Dromons, though he's starting an archive here for some reason. Yeah, if he keeps building more Dromons, then I'm going to need to keep building Dromons myself. Looks like he's actually short on wood here. Judging by this little trick here, looks like he has somewhere around 100 wood left, and it's going to cost him 2,000 to do. So looks like he's just run out of wood. Maybe doesn't have the wood income for it to maintain Dromon production. Unclear. Looks like he's actually at 49 wood. I'm not sure I'm reading this correctly. No, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess no, that one's fine. So it looks like he's short on wood. So maybe that's why we're not seeing more Dromons. So it could be a good moment to attack once I get this critical mass, sail over, try to steer clear of these dudes, skirt along here, and then route chain. We'll see. Could be a very exciting turn. If so, I will record it. If not, we'll keep building up forces. I definitely feel like the sea is going to decide this, because once I have Dromons, I can potentially, if I have uncontested control of the sea, I don't have to go through this horrible terrain. Instead, I can just, come around here, flank, attack. Just beautiful. It'll be super cool. So don't think this one's going to be decided by score. I'm expecting military action, and I'm pretty much in full war mode at this point. See you in 10 turns or less.
So turn 100, we
de-escalated aggression, so I killed a few units, but he killed my strike force. Overall, it got similar to me, so I lost a bit more. Unfortunately, I attacked just before I was reaching cohorts and swords, and Dromons as well, so that was an issue. I had to move back. I went for Dromons myself. I'm starting to have a few still. I know he has more at the moment. Wasset just produced one, Yamu produced a few, Quish as well, and he's ramping up swordsmen, so I need something to deal with swords. I think I will need my own swords, even ballistas probably won't cut it, that's too much forest, essentially. Science continues to grow. We oscillate between Egypt being learned or competent to me, so I'm still stealing research as much as I can. I'll get to machinery. Got an event to adopt legal code for free, so I did just that, of course. Iron and wood production would really... I'd like more wood, a lot more wood, and I'd like more iron as well. Iron is pretty expensive, so I can guess Alcaras is buying a lot of it. We are both making Dromons, of course, which costs a lot of iron. But there we are. We'll see how and when we can go on the offensive. Sea will be very hard to contest. We'll see. It's settled a bit more to the north. Equivalent to this city. I'll probably grab a few more sites while I'm at it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm up to Cataphract Archers as well, so getting a few, which will be my main routing units with a few chariots I have. I'll see if I can reach Cataphracts, because of course Alcaraz is going to go for Cataphracts after he got his swords and his Dromons, and well, he got both, so probably they're not too far away. Let's check where he is. So yeah, he's up to swords, camel archers, while elephants as well, ballistas of course. Still chariots, so he doesn't have stirrups. He adopted autarky, so he can make mounted units everywhere, which no doubt he will use to good effect. Quite a lot of Kushite around, so that will be that. Military score, so this deep is counterattack from Alcaraz. Resource price, you can see stone has crashed down quite a bit, so Alcaraz is probably selling stone, because I haven't sold any stone, I think. Family opinion going up and down a bit, but mostly it's going very fine on my side. Science production is going up a bit slowly. We had a dip. I'm getting a few specialists in on there, but that's about it. Persia reached legendary culture, following some account. I started the Circus Maximus and the museum, which are okay wonders. Half regretting starting the museum, because the wood would be useful in my territory as well. I'm making some pretty unpleasant lumber mills on hills and without rivers, but in my experience it finally pays off after a time. Still some time to go though. Yeah, I think I'll be getting a few woodcutters as well in Susa. I'm getting a rancher at the moment to make it grow a bit more for additional specialists. And yeah, that's about it really. Pretty much done with upgrading my troops, and still I reach Stirrup and Cataphract. I'll be making swords when I get there, so I'll want additional iron. I don't have that much room for more mines. A few more in the north in my territory. I will need to gain additional territory for more. And yeah, I'll be making lumber mills and mines wherever I can. Yeah, a bit of room for more resources here. This city should hopefully help me solve my food issues. I don't need that much food because Dromons don't require food and pikemen don't require food, neither do longbowmen or anything like that, only cataphract archers and specialists. So I'm doing okay with food at the moment. Yeah, getting a bit of additional culture, I don't even remember why. Yeah, I think to benefit from my pair of arbors and these specialists and get even more culture, but I don't really need it, so I'm not sure. Oh yeah, money. So probably a few markets and all that would be very valuable in Samarkand. I have room for a pair of market and grocers if I can find the wood to build them. Adjacent to both arbors, and this city is really making money with fishers. Each of this tile is worth almost 50 gold, and with money and with the fisher quite a bit more. So that's why I'm making fisher. Actually, it's for the money. It's quite good to have a nice income of money. I hesitated to adopt autarky to be able to make cataphract archers in cities such as Samarkand or Proftasia. Proftasia has a citadel, but Samarkand doesn't yet, so I will wait a bit on that. And actually, conversely, Trade League wouldn't be so bad. I could sell iron for insane amounts of money. But I also need iron, so I'd rather not pick a low for now. Anyway, I'm pretty sure alcaras has to know that that I have Dromons now. So we have a bit of a standoff. Unfortunately, I think he has the advantage on the sea if he brings everything he has to bear. I have quite a few triremes still, which I don't prioritize so much upgrading grapplers and fire ships because they're to be used for positioning more than anything else. I assigned a few tacticians because I learned when striking at alcaras that it's very painful having to attack tactician ships, and we'll see what we can do on the sea. I'm afraid part of the battle might be decided in the sea, so yeah, we'll see if I can get the economy to compete with alcaras there. And yeah, that's about it. So I'll probably fortify a few frontline cities. I got a wall in Gordium, and I'll probably get a moat there at one point as well. This city is still autonomous, so I don't know if I'll ever get an event to get back my control of the city. We'll see about that. Yeah, that's about it for turn 100. So we'll see when the next conflagration happen, I guess. See you then.